The wind howls across the sacred mountains, carrying with it whispers of an ancient prophecy, a dragon spirit once shattered, destined to rise again through a child of peace and fire. That child is Lin, a quiet boy raised in the Shaolin temple since infancy. Lin was never the strongest. While other disciples crushed stone and mastered thunder palm strikes, Lin learned to listen to the wind, to the silence, to the unspoken rhythm of ki. He never asked for power. But fate doesn't ask permission. It began on the night of the crimson eclipse, a celestial omen that turned the moon to blood. On that night, the temple was attacked. Silent shadows breached the sacred walls. Crimson sect, long thought destroyed, had returned. Led by a mysterious assassin cloaked in molten red ki, they struck fast, leaving ruin in their path. Monks fell. The library burned. The scrolls screamed. In the chaos, Lin ran not from fear, but toward the gate of time, deep within the forbidden hall. The gate, a circular mirror carved from dragon bone and obsidian, pulsed as Lin approached. His hand touched it, and the world fractured. In a flash of golden light, Lin saw not the past, but the future, himself ablaze with power, fighting a figure cloaked in flame. Behind them, the world burned. When the vision faded, Lin collapsed, but something had changed. When he awoke, his body thrummed with power. A swirling aura of gold danced around him, gentle yet fierce. His breath echoed like wind in a canyon. The dragon spirit, lost for centuries, had chosen him. The awakening had begun. Peace did not follow. The next morning, Shuan arrived. Former monk turned warlord, Shuan now bore the crimson flame core, a cursed power forged from rage. His mere presence cracked the courtyard stones. He called out to Lin by name. "Face me," he said, "or watch your temple fall." Lin stepped forward. No fear, no hesitation. The two warriors met atop the stone bridge, high above the valley, as storm clouds gathered overhead. The battle was not just of fists, but of ideals. Shuan fought like a tempest. Wild, consuming, brutal. He summoned flame chains, hydras of molten ki, discs of spinning fire. But Lin flowed. With the calm of wind and the clarity of still water, Lin dodged, countered, and absorbed. His new form moved not to strike, but to redirect. His hands danced like leaves in a storm, yet Shuan would not relent. With a roar, he summoned a crimson hydra, a creature of flame and wrath, and hurled it at the temple. Lin had no choice. He closed his eyes, reached into the deepest corner of his soul, and whispered a forbidden mantra. Keybreaker, the sky split. The hydra vanished. Silence returned. Shuan, stunned, retreated into flame. But the warning was clear. Greater darkness was coming. Lin traveled to the Mirror Lake, an ancient site where truth reveals itself. There the water showed him the origin of the crimson flame. It was not natural. It had been summoned centuries ago by a Shaolin master who sought eternal life. The ritual corrupted him. His body died, but his soul fused with the flame itself, becoming something beyond human. The monks had whispered his name only once in their scrolls, the Flame King, and he was awakening. The mirror showed Lin 4 symbols: wind, mountain, sea, sky, representing the 4 sacred techniques needed to defeat the Flame King. The first was hidden in the western desert, then a lost glass city swallowed by sand. Lin and Mei Li journeyed westward. Days passed beneath a burning sun. Sandstorms scoured their faces. Hunger clawed at them. But still they walked. Then, in the heat shimmer of the dunes, a vision appeared. An ancient ruin, half buried in glass and dust. Zepha, the forgotten city. But as they approached, the ground opened beneath them. They fell into the arena of echoes. There, a guardian of wind awaited. The Echo Monk, a figure made of sound and motion. He spoke few words. Instead, he issued a trial. Every technique Lin and Mei Li had ever learned was turned against them. Reflections attacked. Their own forms became enemies. Every strike was met by its perfect counter. Only when Lin stopped fighting and started listening did the echoes fade. By surrendering to the flow, Lin passed the test. The Wind Fang scroll appeared, spinning in midair. As Lin touched it, his body became lighter, his step invisible, his fists silent as falling feathers. He had learned how to strike without movement. But the crimson sect had followed them. A massive sandcrawler rumbled from the dunes. Out stepped Reagan the Bound, a warrior who had sacrificed his flesh for steel. With mechanical arms and an artificial key core, he demanded the scroll. Lin said nothing, simply vanished, and reappeared midair. With the Wind Fang technique, he struck like the desert storm itself, slicing Reagan's crawler in half. Mei Li followed her spear, a blur of precision. The battle raged across the dunes until Lin drove a final blow into Reagan's chest, shattering the false heart within. The Crimson Sect was beaten. For now, eh? That night, beneath a sliver of moon, Lin meditated by the ruins. One technique was his. 3 remained. But in the silence, a pulse reached him. A flicker of golden flame far away. Someone else, ... had awakened. Another chosen, his equal, or his end.